Good evening. Welcome to Left, Right and Centre. I'm Vishnu Shom. On the program tonight, after Delhi and Punjab, the Aam Admi Party has its sights trained on Gujarat, with Arvind Kejriwal making a key visit to the state along with Manish Sisodia, who finds himself in the middle of the liquor scam and probes by the CBI. But on the election trail in Gujarat, Sisodia came out with a sensational disclosure. He's been approached by someone who told him, quit the Aam Admi Party, join the BJP, and the charges will all be forgotten. And in the last few hours, an even more sensational disclosure, Sisodia apparently has an audio recording of this conversation as well. So on this program, two key debates, one on the allegations and counter-allegations on Sisodia, and secondly, the Aam Admi Party's prospects in Gujarat, are they realistic? Well, joining us now, Arjun Modwadia, the former president of the Gujarat Pradesh Congress. We're also joined by Ajay Omat, group editor of the Ahmedabad Mirror, and Naranbhai Kacharia, the BJP MP from Amreli in Gujarat, joins us as well. We'll be joined by a representative of the Aam Admi Party in a few moments as well from now. But Ajay Omat, let me ask you first, the disclosures which have been made by Manish Sisodia and what he says now, that apparently there is audio evidence of this as well, will that likely be a factor in the run-up to the Gujarat elections, this entire allegation and counter-allegation?
Vishnu, if you see the track record of BJP that we have seen in West Bengal and in Maharashtra also, and in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar also, it is quite possible that, such offer must have been made to Manish Sisodia, though I have no evidence. But yes, today in the afternoon, he was in Gujarat, and in a press conference, he said that, I was approached by the same gentleman who claimed that, he was instrumental in making Hemant Biswa Sarma, the Chief Minister of Assam, and Narayan Rane to join Bharatiya Janata Party. And I have not heard this audio tape, but it is quite possible. In Gujarat, we have one example of Hardik Patel. There were many cases against him, including the case of Citizen. But today, Hardik has joined BJP, and I think he is getting very soft pedaling from Bharatiya Janata Party government in Gujarat. So that much I can say on this aspect.
Joined by Mr. Arjun Modwadia at this stage. Sir, do you believe that this is going to be a factor in the run-up to the elections, this entire controversy on Manish Sisodia?
देखो, मनीष सिसोदिया और केजरीवाल जी पहली दफा वो ये जो है हैरासमेंट का सामना कर रहे हैं। हम तो यहाँ 20 साल से कर रहे हैं, तभी मनीष सिसोदिया हो, केजरीवाल जी हो, वो चुप थे। इतने ही नहीं, सारे देश में ईडी, इनकम टैक्स, एनआईए, सीबीआई, सभी जगह ये जो ओपोजिशन पार्टी थी या उसकी सरकार थी, उसके मुखिया थे, उस पर हमला बोल रहे थे, तब ये लोग देख रहे थे। इतना ही नहीं, यही लोग थे कि जिन्होंने जो यूपीए गवर्नमेंट चलती थी उसी समय वो जो बीजेपी आरएसएस साथ मिलकर धरना पर बैठे थे और पूरी यूपीए गवर्नमेंट पर गलत चार्ज लगवाया। वो चार्ज आज कोर्ट में एक भी चार्ज टिका नहीं, सबको ये कोश करना पड़ा। आज पहली दफा जब ईडी, सीबीआई मनीष सिसोदिया पर आई, तो वो आज के दिन में रो रहे हैं चारों ओर। हम उनके साथ है, भाई ईडी ये कर रही है, वो कर रही है, लेकिन पहले से कर रही है, आज नया थोड़ा। दूसरी बात ये है कि वहां जो काम किया गया, लीकर जो पॉलिसी लिबरल की गई कि जितना पीना है वो पी लो, आप सस्ते में दारू दो, और बहुत सारी चीजें थी जो सस्ते में देनी चाहिए थी लेकिन नहीं दी। उसके पीछे क्या मंशा है क्या नहीं, मैं नहीं जानता, लेकिन हम सब लोग बीजेपी और उनकी पॉलिसी को जानते हैं। चाहे बंगाल हो, चाहे बिहार हो, गोवा हो, गुजरात हो, महाराष्ट्र हो और सदर्न स्टेट हो, कहीं भी जाओ, मोदी जी बीजेपी के साथ ईडी भी आएगी, उनके साथ सीबीआई भी आएगी, उनके साथ
Rakesh Hirappa of the Aam Admi Party also joins us. Mr. Hirpara, firstly, the key point which has been mentioned over here is that Manish Sisodia apparently has audio evidence. Is that correct, of the allegations which have been made of the allegations that he says that apparently somebody in the BJP was trying to lure him to the other side? Does he have audio evidence?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are on air. So can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So my question is this, Rakesh, is there evidence which the Aam Admi Party has, audio evidence of somebody trying to lure Manish Sisodia to the BJP?
Actually, whatever the fact was, Mr. Manish ji has already put in front of the media, and whatever comes in future, we will surely put in the public domain.
No, but why has he delayed the release of this information?
No, actually, everything has its own time, right? So, at this point of time, the party, the organization has decided to release the information at this point of time. In future also, whenever we feel that this is the right time to put everything in public domain, we will put.
But I'm trying to understand, I mean, how is it a question of timing? It's a question of legality. The allegation is very, very clear that he's been lured. There is audio evidence of this. Why are you timing the release of all of this information? Is it because you're worried that Manish Sisodia faces very serious charges?
No, actually, we are not afraid of any type of false charges because we have been suffering since 2000, this type of harassment since 2013. So we do not have any worry because we have not done anything wrong. But yes, everything will be put on public domain at his proper time.
Okay. What I'll do now is turn our attention a little bit to the situation in Gujarat. But let's take a look first at this story as we then move this discussion and take a look at the Aam Admi Party's prospects in the state.
Aam Admi Party's big two in Gujarat, a show of strength in the shadow of the corruption charges against Delhi's Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia. Talking to the press, Mr. Sisodia repeated the bombshell allegation he had tweeted earlier on a supposed offer from the BJP.
मेरे पास मैसेज आया कि दो मैसेज थे, दो पार्ट थे उस मैसेज के कि एक तो आपके खिलाफ जितने ईडी के सीडी के सीबीआई के केस चल रहे हैं इनको सबको खत्म कर दिया जाएगा और दूसरा है कि आप बीजेपी ज्वाइन करके पार्टी तोड़ के बीजेपी ज्वाइन कर लीजिए और हम आपको सीएम बना देंगे क्योंकि हमारे पास में कोई सीएम कैंडिडेट नहीं है वहां पे दिल्ली में भारतीय जनता पार्टी में। मैं एक ईमानदार आदमी हूं, इनफैक्ट मैं अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की टीम में हूं ही इसलिए कि मैं एक कट्टर ईमानदार आदमी हूं।
When asked about who reached out to him, the minister ducked specifics, simply saying that it was the same people responsible for other party swaps to the BJP.
जो लोग जिन्होंने मुझे मैसेज दिया उन्होंने मुझे कहा कि वेस्ट बंगाल में शुभेंदु अधिकारी जी को हमने ही ज्वाइन कराया था। उन्होंने कहा कि हम पे आप भरोसा रखिए।
Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, who's on his 10th visit to Gujarat since May, today defended the liquor policy which led to the CBI's raid on his deputy.
850 दुकानें खुलनी थी दिल्ली के अंदर, एक एक करके 350 दुकानें खुल पाई, 500 दुकानें नहीं खुल पाई। वो पॉलिसी बहुत अच्छी है, हम किसी के साथ भी डिबेट करने के लिए तैयार हैं। इसको गिरफ्तार कर लिया, एक और कल केस एक और रजिस्टर कर दिया, अभी तो बहुत गिरफ्तारियां होंगी। ये सब गुजरात के चुनाव की वजह से दिसंबर में खत्म हो जाएगा।
The BJP, which protested near Arvind Kejriwal's house in Delhi, called Sisodia's claim a move to escape the corruption allegations on Delhi's excise policy.
महाराणा प्रताप से अपनी तुलना कर रहे हैं जिसके ऊपर 10,000 करोड़ के घोटाले का आरोप है, शराब घोटाले का आरोप है। आम आदमी पार्टी के लोग भ्रष्टाचारी हो सकते हैं, कहां ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी जैसी पवित्र आत्मा की पार्टी का सोच भी इन्होंने जो रखा है। मुझे लगता है पूरा देश, पूरी दिल्ली हंस रही है और इनको अपने किए की सजा जरूर मिलेगी।
But Aam Admi Party's big two have taken the battle to the home state of the BJP's big two. Kejriwal spelt out what he had to offer Gujarat's voters later this year in the assembly polls. Free education, free healthcare, free power in the face of the Prime Minister's attack on freebies. If the Aam Admi Party gains a significant seat share in Gujarat, it will be crucial for the party, not just for relevance within the state, but also for its national goals. Being recognized as a state party in Gujarat will take the Aam Admi Party a step towards becoming a national party. It will also send out a strong statement towards the Aam Admi Party's Modi versus Kejriwal vision for 2024. The Gujarat polls to be held later this year will make it clear whether the Aam Admi Party has made an impact beyond just Delhi and Punjab. In Gujarat, with Sharat Sharma and camera person Ashwini Mehra, Priyanshi Sharma for NDTV.
All right, well, let's just go quickly back to Ajay Omat. Mr. Omat, you know, there's been this huge debate now on freebies, but the Aam Admi Party at so many levels has based its policies around freebies, whether it's free electricity or free water in certain states. They talk about education, which must genuinely be free for all. Again, is this a key factor going forward? Because they don't use the word freebie at all. They say that these are essential benefits for citizens.
Look, Vishnu, I can say that, you know, Kejriwal's this freebies of 300 units of free electricity and 3,000 rupees to unemployed youth, and, you know, 1,000 rupees to girls above 18 years, and, you know, ex-army men benefits to police grade and pay grade, all this thing. It has definitely created a narrative in Gujarat, and they have got very good presence on social media. They are doing very good marketing of their all such schemes. But in reality, if you see that on ground, you know, they don't have good rank and file. They don't have good organizational structure, you know, which can meet the level of Bharatiya Janata Party. They, you know, they have page management, booth management and other things. So they are building very good narrative. But on ground, you know, nobody is joining them except, you know, few people, disgruntled elements from Congress Party. You know, there are more than 18 MLAs have joined from Congress Party to Bharatiya Janata Party. But nobody, you know, a leader, you know, they are not a force to reckon with on ground. That is the harsh reality. So they are doing very good marketing of their educational and health model of Delhi. But I feel that, you know, they are replacing Congress Party instead of fighting against BJP. You know, if you see all.
In fact, let me put that question across to Mr. Modwadia, sir. This is a point which has been mentioned repeatedly, that the Aam Admi Party on the ground, given that these certainly have a buzz about them, is replacing the Congress effectively in Gujarat. Would you agree?
देखो, ऐसा ही माहौल आम आदमी पार्टी ने गोवा और उत्तराखंड में बनाया था, लेकिन एक भी सीट नहीं आ पाई। पंजाब अलग बात है, लेकिन बाकी के स्टेट में उसका कोई ग्राउंड नहीं है।
पर उनके गुजरात में जो म्यूनिसिपल इलेक्शंस हुए थे, जहां उनको काफी मतलब उनका प्रेजेंस काफी बड़ा था, उसके बाद भी आप ये कहेंगे कि आम आदमी पार्टी गुजरात में उनका कोई प्रेजेंस नहीं रहेगा असेंबली इलेक्शंस में?
लोकल बॉडीज में 7,000 सीट थी टोटल, उनमें से 100 सीट भी उनको नहीं मिली। इसलिए ये बात एक सूरत की बात छोड़ के कहीं उसकी प्रेजेंस ही नहीं थी। दूसरी बात ये है कि ये हेल्थ की बहुत प्रचार दिल्ली से आकर यहाँ होता है, एजुकेशन का भी होता है, लेकिन दुनिया में चर्चा तो राजस्थान मॉडल का है। राजस्थान का जो मॉडल है उसमें WHO का जो WHO है उन्होंने भी फॉलो किया है। आप जो दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट है उनको तो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पूरा जो कांग्रेस गवर्नमेंट थी उन्होंने दिया है और उसमें कुछ कलर बलर लगा के अच्छा बना दिया, लेकिन आज छत्तीसगढ़ में उससे भी जो अच्छी स्कूलें वहां खुल रही है। यहाँ राजस्थान में हमारे जो अशोक गहलोत की सरकार है उन्होंने 1200 इंग्लिश मीडियम स्कूल गांवों में शुरू कर दिया और राइट टू एजुकेशन एक्ट जी 8वीं स्टैंडर्ड तक का जो शिक्षा है वो फ्री और कंपलसरी वो हमने ही बनाया है, उसको आगे ले जाना है। अब तो हम चाहते हैं कि 10 स्टैंडर्ड तक या 12 स्टैंडर्ड तक फ्री और कंपलसरी करना चाहिए और क्वालिटी एजुकेशन बनाना
All
चाहिए।
right. So basically, competing claims. But let me ask. So I mean, let's not just have
सरकार ने एक भी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर नहीं
lots of electoral promises. Rakesh Hirpara, let me ask you this: the larger issue is, what is this all about? Is this the battle to prove the importance of the Aam Admi Party and to become a credible contender of the to the BJP going beyond Gujarat? Is that what you seek to do here?
So what matters is people, right? If I talk about Gujarat, people want education, good education, quality education, good healthcare facilities, free electricity. The farmer wants a good price, and our honest effort to deliver these things. And anyone, means opposition party, BJP, Congress, whatever, they can talk anything. But yes, our prime focus is to deliver what we say and deliver what people want. This is our politics and this is our aim.
PKD Nambiar, who joins us at this stage, it's not just about freebies. If you look at the election calculus of the Aam Admi Party, it's interesting, because if you look at what they've done in Delhi in the past, they focused a great deal on women. If you take a look at the Delhi Assembly elections and what they've done as far as women are concerned, and a lot of these promises or a lot of their focus linked to women, it appears that they're trying to replicate this in Gujarat as well, which has a woman population, female population of about 48%. So this, for example, a promise of 1,000 rupees as an allowance to women above the age of 18. How is this part of their election calculus and an important part?
Well, Vishnu, I don't require to tell you at least that the elections in every state is different. India is a country where in every election in every state is different, and the socio-political, economical dynamics of each state is different. The same strategy will not work in Kerala or in Tamil Nadu or for that matter in Gujarat. I think what Arvind Kejriwal is trying to create a fake narrative which is all about free, or something like a world's best educational facility, wherein none of the Aam Admi Party MLAs or ministers don't even send their kids to those schools. They talk about the world-class health facilities, and
but that's been recognized all around the world. What they've done in terms of education has been recognized all around the world. And I'm not talking about the New York Times article.
No, I'll tell you, these are colleges.
If you take a look at the results of children coming out of schools in Delhi and the improvement in government schools, right? If you look at the quality of education in government schools, if you look at so many of their model schools, I think it has to be lauded. So why criticize them for that?
Vishnu, I went to the school about exactly 25 years back in a government school in Kerala. And throughout my education, I studied in government school, and which is considered to be one of the best educational facilities anywhere in the world in terms of, it may not be from the point of view of infrastructure, from the point of view of class. I've studied in a Malayalam medium. I'm talking about 100% literate state. I think I don't think Kerala has ever done such kind of a marketing saying that the best educational facility. I'm telling you that there are, even in my school.
I think what they have done is they have focused on education as having been much better than what it was.
Vishnu, the problem is that this is again, you and me are victim of that fake narrative. The problem is that more than 600 plus schools do not even have a principals and a vice principals. I think creating some swimming pool and making some good infrastructure, if that is the education, then I am so sorry that I think it may be some other method. We have a culture there wherein there was no infrastructure. The people, even like the great.
Okay, let me get Rakesh Hirpara to respond to that. Rakesh, he says that it's a false narrative, education and Delhi. How would you respond?
Actually, central government periodically releases the performance grading index. If you look at the performance grading index of Delhi, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, and Gujarat, the answer will be on the public. That you can search now on Google. What is the performance grading index of Delhi, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Kerala, etc. Right? So the figure shows, and as you already mentioned, that what ultimately matters is result. The government schools results of Delhi government schools and compared to Gujarat and the other states, it speaks. And if the debate is centered to Gujarat politics, right? So There are 700 schools in Gujarat which are running with one teacher.
How many districts your party has got the president in Gujarat? How many districts your party has got a president in Gujarat? So I think without even having a strong cadre, without even having any base for the party, you are going and telling everybody that we are going to be ruling the state in the coming time. I think the people of Gujarat are very well educated people, one of the economically advanced state, one of the most industrially successful state, one of the Gujarat development model has always talked about as the benchmark for development in India. And we are talking about हम बिजली फ्री में देंगे, अब उधर जाके हम कह रहे एजुकेशन फ्री में देंगे, I mean पानी फ्री में देंगे. Nobody requires.
Why were you taking example of Kerala? Why did you not take the example of Gujarat?
Requires anything free. You give them good jobs. Can you give? You have promised 2 lakh jobs in Delhi. Have you given 10,000 jobs? No. So the problem is not the free electricity. We don't require. We don't require a free water. What we require is a good employment. You are a surplus. Delhi is a surplus budget state. Have you been able to give 2 lakh jobs every year? You have not been able to. You are only just talking about.
Just read the CAG report. Just read the CAG report of Gujarat as well as Delhi. Just read the CAG report. Just read your CAG report, COG audit report. It will show you the mirror. It will show you the mirror. Just read the CAG report.
All right, we can't hear either of you. Ajay Omat, let me come back to you. Mr. Omat, the other thing which they focused on a great deal, for example, or at least they're trying to, is tribal rights. And by linking up with Chotu Bhai Vasava's BTP, is this a significant step as the Aam Admi Party tries to consolidate its position in Gujarat?
Look, Kejriwal tried to consolidate its position by having BTP, that is, Bharatiya Tribal Party, and he wanted the party to merge into Aam Admi Party. But Chotu Bhai Vasava is a very, very smart politician, though he is confined in Bharuch district, which Ahmed Bhai Patel belongs to. Unfortunately, he is no more with us. So, what he said that, I can do alliance with Aam Admi Party, and he refused to merge his party with Aam Admi Party. And now he is demanding that, pre-poll alliance, and he is demanding more than 22 seats. But Kejriwal is focusing more on tribal area in Chota Udaipur, in Rajpipla, in Navda district, in Sabarkantha, in Himmatnagar, where he had gone today, and earlier he had visited Banaskantha also. So my point was that, he is focusing more into tribal areas in Saurashtra, where in coastal area of Gujarat, where Congress is, very, very strong. But he is not targeting Ahmedabad, Baroda, Surat, Rajkot, Jamnagar, Bhavnagar, Gandhinagar, which is the strong bastion of Bharatiya Janata Party.
Right.
So I think that their strategy is to replace Congress first, be a very credible opposition party, and then, in 2027, they may plan to take up with BJP. As on today, on ground, they have definitely tried to show that, they are a force to reckon with, but they don't have organizational structure and rank and file. That is their weakness. On social media, yes, they may surpass BJP also. But in ground reality, BJP is far more ahead than Aam Admi Party in Gujarat.
Sure. Mr. Motwadia, the other, interesting thing which they appear to be doing, and once again do answer that allegation or that point mentioned by Ajay Umat, that essentially it's the Congress which might end up being replaced by the Aam Admi Party. But the other thing which they are doing, and take this question as well, is that they're targeting MSME industrialists a great deal. They've held 3 town halls in 10 days for MSME industrialists. So again, this is an area where they are trying to touch. Mr. Motwadia?
Yes. मैं जो अजय उमर जी कह रहे थे उससे फुल्ली एग्री हूँ कि ये जो आम आदमी पार्टी है वो पावर के लिए यहाँ नहीं आई, वो सिर्फ ऑपोजिशन का जो वोट शेयर है उसको डिवाइड करने के लिए।
मोतवाडिया जी, अजय उमर को ये भी कहना था कि आम आदमी पार्टी शायद गुजरात में कांग्रेस को रिप्लेस कर पाएंगे।
नहीं, उन्होंने कहा कि ये वो उसके वोट शेयर काट सकते हैं, तो उसके लिए आई है वो बीजेपी की बी टीम। तो ये उसमें कोई दो राय नहीं कि यहाँ
बीजेपी के बी टीम है, आप उनको बीजेपी के बी टीम कह रहे हैं?
हाँ, मैं बीजेपी के बी टीम इसलिए कह रहा हूं कि वो जीतने के लिए नहीं आ रहे यहाँ आज के दिन में। दूसरी बात ये है कि यहाँ उसके पास डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल का भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन नहीं है, ब्लॉक लेवल की बात छोड़ी, तो ये वोट शेयर जरूर काट सकते हैं। किसका काटेंगे किसका नहीं काटेंगे वो अलग बात है। दूसरी बात ये है कि जो यहाँ अनाउंसमेंट हो रहा है वो अनाउंसमेंट दिल्ली से लीडर आकर यहाँ कर रहे हैं, इसलिए कि यहाँ उसके पास कोई लीडरशिप है। यहाँ उसके भाई क्रेडिबल लीडरशिप होनी चाहिए, चाहे स्टेट लेवल पर या ब्लॉक लेवल पर, डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन होना चाहिए, वो नहीं है। हाँ, उनके पास ये जरूर है, वो अच्छी तरह से सोशल मीडिया मार्केटिंग कर सकते हैं।
Okay, let's get a last response from Rakesh Hirpara because I'm running short on time. Respond to the central assertion that you're essentially hype as far as Gujarat is concerned.
Sorry, can you repeat, please?
Rakesh, the central allegation over here is that you are hype, that there is no substance to the Aam Admi Party in Gujarat. How would you respond?
No, actually, the basic on the ground, we have touched each and every village, each and every house, and we are in the process. We are continuously doing that, and that's why there is a fear in BJP, because our point, electricity, education, health, are touching people. So we do not have let the BJP and Congress say anything. We are with the people and people are with us.
All right, we'll see what finally happens over there. Look, I'm out of time on this, but it's going to be extremely interesting in the days and months ahead. I'd like to thank you all very much for being with us. Out of time from all of us here. Goodbye.